it's Michelle from All-in-One Life Coaching, and today we're going to talk about relationships and how law of attraction will help us identify whether or not we are in fact attracting the kind of relationship that we want. The challenges with human beings in our relationships from day to day is we have so many of them. Relationships with our children, our parents, our aunts, our uncles, our siblings, our partners, our co-workers, people at school. There are relationships developing all around us day in and day out. And depending on where you are as a human, meaning emotionally, whatever emotional state that you're in, will depend what kind of relationship you're attracting. So the interesting thing is as we're born, we can't possibly know what kind of relationships those are going to be, or where they're going to come from, or how they're going to impact our life. Because the fact of the matter is, until we've lived a little bit, we can't possibly know. We can't know what kind of relationship we want. We can't know what kind of life experiences we want until we start living. Some of the challenges in the human life experience is from a very young age, we're taught to be very, very conditional. We're taught to behave certain ways so that we are respectful. We're taught to behave in different environments under different conditions. We're taught to hold our tongues. We're taught very, very conditional living. So what does that do for us in the eyes of law of attraction? Well, because law of attraction is responding to where you are emotionally, if you're in a state of insecurity, which happens a lot in a lot of different kinds of relationships, then the laws of the universe are responding to that insecurity. And that is down here. It's below the line. It's below being satisfied. So in our day-to-day life experiences, when we're interacting with people we love, when we're interacting with people that we might be frustrated with, it just doesn't matter what type of relationship that is, because it's going to be a match to wherever you were before you entered it. So what can we do as human beings? How can we attract the kind of relationships we want? Well, first, we have to know what that is. You have to know what it is that you want in order to be able to even remotely try to focus within it. What human beings do, though, is we get very, very caught up in what we don't want. We get caught up in well, I don't want somebody who's going to be mean. I don't want somebody who's going to judge. I don't want somebody who's going to be lazy. I don't want. And again, in the eyes of law of attraction, if you're focused in the I don't want, then the universe ultimately has no choice. It has no choice but to bring you what it is you're focused in. So over the course and as we age and we have different life experiences with different people, we begin to develop those unsort of known things that we would prefer. And how does that happen? Because for every life experience we have, if there's a life experience we don't appreciate or don't like or has upset us, then the automatic opposite of that is what your desire is. So if you're in a controlling relationship, for example, controlling being way down here, then you can know for certain that that's not where you want to be, because the very emotion of being controlled is your indicator that you want the other end of the stick. So what would be the other end of being controlled? Well, it would be having the freedom of being who you are. And that's what your entitlement is as a human. Your entitlement is to be exactly who you are, because you're perfect when you are who you are. That's when you're here, satisfied and above. So when you, the human, again, make it a decision to go about your day-to-day life from a place of being satisfied, then ultimately the universe has an obligation to bring you satisfying things, because that's what the law does. It is precisely that. It brings you what you're focused in. It brings you what you're talking about. It brings you what you're listening to. It brings you what you're looking at. So when you can know that what you're looking at is pleasing, then you can also know that your life experience is going to be pleasing. When you can make decisions and write down things that you really want to have in your life experience as part of your relationships, and it just doesn't matter what relationship it is, because don't you want all of them to be honest? Don't you want all of them to be trusting? Don't you want all of them to be insightful? Don't you want all of them to be respectful and caring and loving and unconditional? Of course we do. It's why when that doesn't happen, we're down here. Because it doesn't feel good to have a condition on a relationship. It doesn't feel good to have an expectation of somebody else for your own happiness. It doesn't feel good because it's not meant for you. You are simply not meant to rely on anything else on this planet for your own well-being. You're not. You're meant to be able to discover that when you don't feel good, if you're experiencing insecurities or doubt or discord in any way, shape, or form, that it's simply your indicator as a human that you're growing, that you're discovering more information about the things that you like. You're discovering the kind of people you want to be around. You're discovering the kind of conversations you want to have. And you can't do that without living. So how can you, as you wake up in the morning, particularly if you're a single person wanting to enter a relationship in a time-space reality where we're forced to be digital for the most part, you, the human, have to decide before you even begin, what's the outcome I want? Ask yourself that. What is the outcome I want from this relationship? And then you, the human, have to become it. You have to. You can't demand respect from somebody if you don't plan to be respectful. You can't demand love from somebody if you don't plan to be loving. You can't demand that somebody give up their happiness for you. It's not their job. So you, the human, when you get up in the morning and you make decisions that today is going to be a great day, you're going to put together towards your intent about the kind of day you're going to have, you're going to be the kind of relationship you want to attract, then the universe will oblige, and it will do it immediately. You don't have to wait till next week for this to be successful, because the moment you make a decision that you're simply going to make a decision to be happier and look for the type of relationship you want and focus in the areas of the kind of relationship that looks like. Is it long walks in the park? Is it homes at night in front of television? Is it with animals? Is it hiking? Is it skiing? What does it look like? What floats your boat? What gets your juices flowing? What makes you get up in the morning and go, I really want to do this with you? When you, the human, make those decisions that you're simply going to go about your day knowing that it's going to come. It has to. You're meant to have it. You're meant to be happy. You're meant to have your desires come true. The laws of the universe, they don't care. The laws of the universe don't care specifically about whether or not one human gets it over another. It just doesn't care. It's only responding to the energy and where that energy state is. It's why we're literally all in this together. Everybody. Because it just doesn't matter from what part of the world you're from. If you're down here, the laws of the universe are bringing it to you. So it just really doesn't matter. Your culture, your upbringing, your beliefs even don't really matter. I mean, they matter from a sense that if you spend a lot of time in negative beliefs, then your life sucks. It just does, because the laws of the universe ensure it. And aren't we lucky they do? Because human beings have an ability to truly create. We do. We have an ability to create the relationships we want with everyone. Not just with your partner, but with your children, your pets, people at the grocery store, people in traffic. We're creating that as soon as we wake up in the morning, as soon as this starts to go thinking. So when you make a decision to go thinking for the good stuff, focusing in the stuff you really want, choosing to believe that you and you alone have the power to be happy. You alone have the power to attract the kind of relationship you want, no matter what. And you don't have to wait till next week to do it. You can start doing it right now. And the minute you decide that you're worth taking a little bit of time to sort out what you want, you instantly feel better. It provides clarity. It provides some knowing Don't be worried about the when, because it just doesn't matter. It happens instantaneously when you give yourself the freedom to believe it's on its way. It happens immediately. So over the next little while, over the coming days and months and weeks and years, you, the human, make a conscious decision to do whatever you have to do to feel better. And then by law, you will attract everything that you want. So with that, have a great day. Happy holidays. Enjoy this time. It's beautiful. And most of all, have some fun. Take care, everyone.